KBL is regarded among the global market leaders for the manufacture of small pumps. Our wide range of products in this sector caters to the daily needs of millions of people across the globe. By irrigating their farms and providing water to their households. We are the torchbearers in introducing new pumping technologies to the world. Our revolutionary lowest life cycle cost pump technology set a new benchmark for energy-efficient pumps capable of working year after year without any drop in efficiency, saving substantial energy cost for our customers. We are also the first company in the country to launch energy-efficient solar pumping solutions way back in 1986, a quantum leap in the manufacture of energy-saving pumps. And Pico, India's first Pico set, a micro hydropower generator that uses pumps in reverse mode as turbines to generate electricity at a very low cost. KBL supplied CV pump, wherein the fish-friendly design facilitates the safe fish migration while performing water management. KBL's canned motor pump and primary and secondary heat transfer pumps, yet another pioneering product, are being used in nuclear power reactors, reiterating our expertise in the manufacturing of highly engineered pumps for highly critical applications. Our cooling water pumps are used in the world's largest fusion project, ITER in France. Our belief in providing smart pumping solutions to our customers led to the development of technologies such as Kirlo Smart, a unique and convenient software that enables customers to remotely monitor the condition of their pumps on a real-time basis and take corrective measure on time to avoid any breakdown or loss of business. Apart from pumps, we are also among the major suppliers of a comprehensive range of valves, ranging from the smallest to some of the largest valves in the world. Our valves are used in various industries for effectively controlling the flow of fluids. We adhere to global standards in our manufacturing processes, with our products being approved by all leading global agencies and maintaining international standards of quality. KBL's success story is paved with our relentless pursuit for innovation and excellence in whatever we do. Since the launch of our first pump in 1926, we have persistently raised standards with advanced and more efficient products. Our R&D team, spread across 3 continents, is focused on upgrading our knowledge management systems and using the latest technology to bring innovative and smarter products. The next generation technologies like artificial intelligence, virtual reality, augmented reality, and IoT are used across the company. Artificial intelligence technology creates self-learning systems, which helps us develop bespoke products for customers. Virtual reality is used extensively by our technicians and field service engineers to help improve the product performance and consistency. While augmented reality plays an integral role in our business operations, as it helps us integrate and manage all our service knowledge on one platform, thus enabling quicker problem resolutions through diagnostics. At KBL, we not only manufacture IoT-enabled smart pumps, but also use the technology across our factories, while nurturing a smart factory culture that helps improve the operational efficiency. Our Kirloskar plant in India houses one of the world's largest hydraulic research centers for testing pumps at duty conditions of up to 5,000 kilowatt and discharge up to 50,000 cubic meters per hour. The plant also has the Advanced Technology Product Division, ATPD, state-of-the-art facility for high-end technology products, especially for nuclear applications. We are the only pump manufacturer in the world to have a dedicated 3D printing machine for making pump castings. Effective and prompt customer service is at the center of everything we do. Our global presence is supported by our strong network of channel partners and authorized service centers. Today, we have one of the largest distribution and service networks in the world. The proud KBL family includes 6,000 employees worldwide at our 15 manufacturing facilities and offices spread across 4 continents of the world. KBL owns many companies worldwide, including SPP Pumps Limited, the largest pump manufacturer in the UK, Synchroflow in the USA, Rodelta in the Netherlands, Braybar Pumps in South Africa, and Kirloskar Brothers Thailand Limited in Thailand. The company also owns joint ventures and subsidiaries in India, including Kirloskar Ibara Pumps Limited, Kirloskar Coracoat Private Limited, the Kolhapur Steel Limited, and the Karad Projects and Motor Limited. As we continue to strive towards engineering excellence, we look back with pride at our legacy, the seeds of which were sown in 1888 by our founder, Mr. Lakshman Rao Kirloskar, and which blossomed later under the able leadership of Mr. Shantanu Rao Kirloskar. We understand our responsibilities towards society. Through our social arm, Vikas Charitable Trust, KBL runs a school and a hospital, and is also involved in performing many community services. Our specific focus on empowering women through the policy of inclusion has made us the first and the only pump company in the world to run an all-women managed and operated pump manufacturing plant at Kanwar. Our core values of commitment towards environment pave the way for sustainable future with our green initiatives related to our products and manufacturing ability. Our support for the development of a number of nations across the world is a testament to our innovative products and solutions, customer satisfaction, and the amount of trust that our customers have shown in us. KBL continues to steer ahead of its time, converging all our efforts to one simple thought: transcending boundaries, enriching lives.
AIMA works as an overall India-wide organization for management. It has for long supported, promoted, and nurtured the management movement, and it's also reached overseas to try and connect the world with India as well.
So whether you're a young student out there or whether you're a practicing professional, I think being a member of AIMA will give you a huge network, will give you a huge range of new concepts, and it gets you access to events where you really get to meet some of the best and the finest speakers in the country from whom you can learn.
Every manager needs to be updated in terms of the latest techniques, the latest thinking, the latest direction. You update yourself in various aspects of disciplines that one is involved in.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is our pleasure to welcome the Honorable Vice President of India, Shri Jagdeep Dhankhar, amongst us as the Honorable Chief Guest for this evening. May I request you all to please rise and welcome him. We are also privileged to have in our midst Dr. Shri Dhankhar. A very warm welcome. May I request you all to kindly please remain standing. We shall be starting the program with the national anthem.
Jana Gana Mana Adhinayak Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravida Uttara Vanga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Ujjala Jaladhi Taranga तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
May I now invite Mr. Nikhil Sani, President AIMA and Vice Chairman and Managing Director Triveni Turbine Limited to deliver the welcome address.
Mr. Jagdeep Dhankhar, Honorable Vice President of India and Chief Guest, Dr. Sudesh Dhankhar, Sunita, Naren, Srini, Rekha, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to have you with us this evening and thank you for joining us to facilitate India's exceptional business achievers. Honorable Vice President of India, it's a great privilege to have you in this celebration of Indian management and many thanks for agreeing to present the AIMA Managing India Awards. You have devoted your life to serve the people of the country and under your leadership, the country is headed towards a great destiny. Thank you for joining us and a very warm welcome to you. Mrs. Dhankhar, it's a pleasure to have you with us. You are an exceptional social leader and you have done tremendous work in the areas of environmental conservation and social development. Thank you for joining us and a very warm welcome to you. I also welcome the many distinguished guests in the audience, the dignitaries from government and the corporate world, the many past presidents of AIMA, as well as the members of AIMA Council, the members of AIMA's LMAs, and many eminent friends of AIMA. A very special welcome to all the winners of this year's AIMA Managing India Awards. This day is about acknowledging your contribution to India's economic, technological, social, political, and cultural growth. Many thanks for accepting the awards and joining us this evening. I would also like to thank all the jury members who took out time to evaluate our esteemed award winners this evening. A very cordial welcome to the very generous celebrities who have kindly agreed to read the citation for AIMA's award winners. AIMA treasures its friendship with you, and I thank you for helping us honor tonight's awardees. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 14th edition of AIMA's Managing India Awards, and it gives me immense satisfaction to say that these awards have created a special niche among the business honors in the country. What differentiates these awards is that the focus is also on the contribution to the country's well-being, and not just business accomplishments. This year's awards reflect achievements in both the conventional areas of the economy and the avant-garde ventures. Today's awardees include startup founders who are creating novel enterprises and seasoned leaders who have built business empires in India and overseas. We also honor enterprises from both the private and public sector that are contributing to India's economic and technological transformation. Each one of our award winners has set new benchmarks of excellence and success, which the rest of us should emulate. This year's awards are being presented at a time that marks a strong revival in India's economic growth and also an escalation in the risks to growth. India's GDP increased by nearly 8% during the last financial year, and the momentum is likely to sustain as India builds more physical and digital infrastructure, spurs private investment, and brings more global companies to produce and export from India. However, India also has to manage the risks to growth that are coming from wars that are breaking out in the world and polarizing global economy, as well as issues of climate change, technological transition, and a concern about further black swan events. India's leaders need to show greater flexibility, agility, and adaptability to ensure that the Indian economy and businesses can grow even faster because of the change instead of being affected by it. This year's AIMA Managing India Award showcases leadership, achievements in turning change into opportunity. With these words, I welcome everyone once again, and I look forward to a great celebration of excellence. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Sani. May I request Ms. Sunita Reddy, Senior Vice President, AIMA and Managing Director, Apollo Hospitals Enterprise Limited, to introduce the AIMA Managing India Awards.
Shri Jagdeep Dhankhar ji, Honorable Vice President of India and our chief guest today, Dr. Sudesh Dhankhar ji, Nikhil Sani, President AIMA and Managing Director, Triveni Turbine Limited, Srinivas Dempo, Immediate Past President AIMA and Chairman of the Dempo Group, TV Narendran, Rekha Sethi, our Director General AIMA, ladies and gentlemen. It is my immense pleasure to be with you this evening, and it is my privilege to introduce the AIMA Managing India Awards. The Honorable Vice President of India is indeed a great privilege to have you with us tonight. AIMA is indebted to you for agreeing to present the awards to our distinguished winners. A man with a great record of public service, a lawyer, a lawmaker, a minister, and also a governor. As Vice President of India, you are a role model for all grassroots politicians. You have made a tremendous impact on the Indian democracy, and you have always been vocal about India's greatness. Thank you very much for joining us in this ceremony to honor India's finest achievers. We are delighted to have Dr. Sudesh Dhankhar ji with us. Dr. Dhankhar ji, thank you for joining the ceremony this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we honor extraordinary individuals and institutions that are making an exceptional contribution to strengthening India's economy, polity, and society. The winners of AIMA Managing India Awards are not just winners in their respective fields, they are torchbearers of excellence in leadership values and institution building. Since inception, these awards have been presented to India's top business founders, leaders, institution builders, philanthropists, sportspersons, artists, journalists, and distinguished private and public companies. These awards are adjudicated exclusively by those who themselves are exceptional achievers. These awards express pure appreciation and are highly valued by our winners. The past winners of these awards are the cream of Indian leadership talent, and this year too we are felicitating some outstanding individuals and their organizations. The jury this year was chaired by Dr. Sanjiv Goenka, who unfortunately couldn't be with us today. While it has been exciting to pick the winners, it has been a huge responsibility to measure them against those who were nearly deserving. I am grateful to Dr. Sanjiv Goenka for chairing the jury, and many thanks to all of our jury members, Nikhil, Naren, Srini, Sanjay, Harsh, Sunil, Rajiv, Sudhir, Harshvardhan, Vineet, Balaji, Yesdi. AIMA has been deeply appreciative of the work from KPMG in India, our knowledge partner. Thank you, Yesdi, for your insightful analysis and ranking. I also appreciate the generosity of AIMA's friends who have agreed to read out the citations today. My gratitude and thanks to Shri Muzaffar Ali, Sonal Mansingh, Shekhar Gupta, Sanjay Kirloskar, P. Balaji, Shovna Narayan, Yasdi Poonawala, Rajiv Makhni, Anil Somani, and Sonal Kalra. AIMA is privileged to have you as friends, and your presence adds greatly to this celebration. Dear delegates, I am pleased to have you all in this festival of India's leadership and excellence, and I am sure that you will find inspiration, joy, hope in this ceremony. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you, ma'am. We now start with the award presentation ceremony. Our first award is Outstanding PSU of the Year, and I would like to invite on stage Mr. P. Balaji, Group Head, Governance, Risk Compliance and Corporate Affairs, Air India, to introduce the winner in this category.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I read out the citation. Hindustan Aeronautics Limited is a leading aerospace company in Southeast Asia. During 23-24, the company registered its highest revenue from operations of more than 29,810 crores, registering a double-digit growth. The company has enjoyed sustained growth by focusing on design and development of aerospace platforms, coupled with investments in new facilities. HAL has transformed itself from a licensed producer into an indigenous developer of platforms. The company has partnered GE and Safran to acquire technology for developing engines for fighter aircrafts and helicopters. All India Management Association is pleased to present the AIMA Managing India PSU of the Year Award to HAL through its Chairman and Managing Director, Mr. C.B. Ananthakrishnan.
Congratulations, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited and Mr. Ananthakrishnan. Thank you, Mr. Balaji. Our next award is the Director of the Year, and may I invite on stage Mr. Sanjay Kirloskar, Chairman and Managing Director, Kirloskar Brothers Limited, to introduce the winner.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I shall be reading out the citation for Director of the Year. A path-breaking writer, director, and producer of Hindi movies, he has attained the status of a legend in Hindi cinema. He burst onto the scene with the trend-setting Kuch Kuch Hota Hai in 1998, and he celebrated his career silver jubilee last year with yet another blockbuster, Rocky Aur Rani Ki Prem Kahani. A gutsy and creative filmmaker, he has the knack of broaching taboos in family entertainers. He hosts Coffee with Karan, the most watched English talk show on Indian television that's now ruling the OTT landscape. All India Management Association is pleased to present the AIMA Managing India Director of the Year Award to Mr. Karan Johar.
Heartiest congratulations, Mr. Johar. And thank you, Mr. Kirloskar. Going on to our next award, which is the Entrepreneur of the Year. And to introduce the winner, may I request Indian classical dancer Ms. Sonal Mansingh to please come onto the stage.
Namaste. I am honored indeed to read the citation, and thank you very much. AIMA Managing India Awards. Professionals turned founders, they epitomize the entrepreneurial spirit of the new India. They have revolutionized meat and seafood retail and built India's first direct-to-consumer unicorn. Driven by their shared passion for food, finance, and technology, the duo has broken many taboos to serve the most unorganized sector in India. Against all odds, including opposition from their families who did not approve of them building a brand around the meat and seafood sector, this duo has changed the face of the animal protein sector in the country. AIMA is pleased to present the Managing India Award for the Entrepreneur of the Year to Shri Vivek Gupta and Shri Abhay Hanjura.
Heartiest congratulations, Mr. Vivek Gupta and Mr. Abhay Hanjura. And thank you so much, Ms. Mansingh. For the next award of Emerging Business Leader of the Year, may I call on stage and request Mr. Shekhar Gupta, founder and editor-in-chief, The Print, to introduce our winner in this category.
Thank you. A very special pleasure to introduce Ashish Bharatram. I see the family. Because I had the choice, I chose Ashish because there's a special pleasure in seeing people you've known from very early on to grow into great entrepreneurs or great anything in their fields. And there is no bigger achievement in life and no bigger achievement for parents than to see their kids take their business or their mission forward and make it much bigger than they ever did. Arun, you must be very proud. Now the citation, Ashish Bharatram, Chairman and Managing Director, SRF Limited, a fourth generation leader of an illustrious business family. He has built on his legacy while transforming it. Under his leadership, SRF has become a global conglomerate with 16 manufacturing facilities in 4 countries, with sales in 100 countries. And company's market capitalization has touched $10 billion. Under his leadership, SRF has become an innovation and R&D driven company in its chemicals, packaging films, and technical textiles businesses, which has allowed the company to build a global manufacturing and sales footprint. The company has received close to 150 patents. All India Management Association is pleased to present the AIMA Managing India Emerging Business Leader of the Year Award to Ashish Bharatram.
Congratulations, Mr. Bharatram, and thank you, Mr. Gupta. The next award is for Transformational Business Leader of the Year, and I would like to invite on stage Mr. Yezdi Nagpurwala, Chief Executive Officer, KPMG in India, to introduce the winner.
Transformational Business Leader of the Year, an outstanding business strategist, a master marketer, and an unrelenting change leader. He has made Airtel a top telecom services provider. He has also played a key role in broadening Airtel's offering to include mobile, home, enterprises, and digital services. He has pivoted the company into becoming a strong digital player, driving transformation across every part of the business. He has taken several initiatives to acquire and retain the best quality customers and ensure an industry-leading ARPU. He's taken the company's 5G services to smaller cities and rural areas too. All India Management Association is pleased to present the AIMA Managing India Transformational Business Leader of the Year award to Mr. Gopal Vittal.
Congratulations, Mr. Vittal. And thank you, Mr. Nagpurwala. The next award is for lifetime contribution to media, and we have technology journalist and founder RM Media Limited, Mr. Rajiv Makni, to introduce the winner in this category.
Vice President Dhankar ji, Dr. Sudesh Dhankhar, all the dignitaries out here from AIMA and everybody else. I've been told not to go off script. I did that last year and Rekha wasn't too happy. But then it's me, so I'll go off script. So especially since the person I'm reading the citation for is the absolute icon in my life, somebody from the journalism category that is beyond and above all other things. So I said, I'll write a small personal note for him, that's about it. Then because he's such an icon and I'm such a big fan, it became 12 pages. So I'm going to just start off by, okay, I'm just kidding. So I shall just do the citation part of it. Lifetime contribution to media, an esteemed editor and a doyen of Indian journalism. He's made a very important contribution to the development of a very vibrant and responsible press in India. He set a high benchmark for informing the public about the intent and the conduct of the powerful. And his brand of independent journalism is the vanguard of analytical and critical discourse on issues of national and social importance. An outstanding management leader, he started several new editions and publishing centers for the Hindu group of publications and turned these into national brands. All India Management Association is pleased to present the AIMA Managing India Lifetime Contribution Media Award to Mr. N. Ram.
Congratulations, Mr. Ram, and thank you, Mr. Matni. Our next award of this evening is the Business Leader of the Year, and may I call on stage Ms. Sonal Kalra, Chief Managing Editor, Lifestyle and Entertainment, Hindustan Times, to please introduce the winner.
Good evening, everyone. I'm here to introduce the Business Leader of the Year, a forward-looking and transformative business leader. He has recreated ITC as a technology-first and innovation-led conglomerate. Under his leadership, ITC's consolidated revenues have risen rapidly to about rupees 80,000 crores with a very high profitability. The company has launched more than 300 new differentiated FMCG products during the past 3 years, besides making significant strides across hotels, agri, paperboards, packaging, and IT businesses. A visionary leader, he's accelerating the company's growth and future readiness through his ITC Next strategy. He's spearheading a remarkable ITC manufacturing, R&D, supply chain, and marketing unit. All India Management Association is pleased to present the AIMA Managing India Business Leader of the Year Award to Mr. Sanjiv Puri.
Congratulations, Mr. Puri, and thank you, Ms. Kalra. Our last award today is the Lifetime Contribution Award, and may I call on stage Indian filmmaker, fashion designer, artist, poet, Mr. Muzaffar Ali, to introduce the winner.
Good evening. This award is for Mr. Onkar Kanwar, Chairman Apollo Tyres, a visionary business leader. He has built a global Indian company with international brands, multiple manufacturing and research and development facilities, and exports to more than 100 countries. An outstanding entrepreneur, he has turned what it was a small competitor in the Indian tire market into a multinational with more than $3 billion revenue. $3 billion revenue. A keen philanthropist, he has set up Apollo Tyres Foundation, which offers general healthcare and HIV protection to commercial drivers from its healthcare centers across the country. He has also founded Artemis Health Services to provide the latest medical care in India. AIMA is pleased to present the Managing Director, Managing India Lifetime Contribution Award to Mr. Onkar Kanwar.
Congratulations, Mr. Kanwar, and thank you, Mr. Ali. and congratulations to all the awardees. May I request you all to please put your hands together to applaud all of our awardees one more time. May I now invite our Honorable Chief Guest for this glittering evening, Honorable Vice President of India, Shri Jagdeep Dhankhar, to deliver the keynote address.
Good evening, all of you. Never ever faced such a human powerhouse. Parliament and courts included. My wife is a fraction of it. So for me, this is a great challenge. I know Sanjiv Puri for long. I know his namesake Sanjiv Goenka also for long. For one good reason. I had the good fortune to be Governor State of West Bengal and see face to face women empowerment. Sanjiv Goenka is not here today. I'm told he has some health issues. I'm not responsible for that. In Bengal, I may have been so held accountable. I'm saving. Sri Nikhil Sahni, President AIMA, a gracious man, captivating human being, and therefore one has always to be on the watch out. That's the experience I've learned in Rajya Sabha. Srimati Sunita Reddy, Senior Vice President AIMA. I'm enamored of the entire family, the sisters. I met one of them in Kolkata, another in Assam, then Hyderabad and here. I have a daughter, and we have a daughter. When your wife is around and a doctorate in academics, you have to be extra careful. For one good reason, I care for my human rights. Because you will not be around after a while, and I'll be escorting her to Uprashtrapati Niwas. So we have a daughter. We belong to Daughters Club. She is part of it. Sri T.V. Narendra ji, Vice President AIMA. I'm so glad he's Vice President. So am I. I have a great chemistry with him. He has to keep some promises. I'm sure he'll do it now. I think Mr. Sanjiv Puri would also do that. Sri Srinivas Dempo, immediate past President AIMA. I love people who have Shri twice in their name. Because you have to be deferential to them compulsively. I am doing it out of heart. Srimati Rekha Sethi, Director General, AIMA. I am grateful to former Chairman, Steel Authority of India, Sushil Lungta. I was in two minds about attending this program. Not because of AIMA, but because of Model Code of Conduct. But then he persuaded me that I must get the matter a little more examined. And then I had no doubt. As a matter of fact, I was quite keen to attend it. But then, discretion is the better part of valor, particularly during model code of conduct. Distinguished audience, ladies and gentlemen, I am indeed humbled to be invited for this occasion. Gratifying to be amongst industry leaders and promising professionals of Bharat at this distinguished gathering today. I'm slightly disturbed and there is a seismic wave. I don't know where it is emanating from, but left to myself, Mr. Shekhar Gupta is the epicenter. AIMA has emerged as a credible forum of convergence of industry captains and professionals to enhance networks of knowledge, skill, expertise, including by rendering recognition of this kind. Friends, I was greatly impressed and touched by the nomenclature of the awards. Very thoughtful, catching. AIMA Managing India Awards. It indicates sweep of its activity. And this is exemplified and vindicated in action. Today is one such day. My congratulations to the awardees for well-deserved, well-earned recognition. Their success stories will inspire and motivate many and collectively work towards India's growth. If I look at the awardees, Asian Paints, a household name. Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, oh my God. There was some media challenge to them. They came with sterling worth and sparkling colors. The job at their hand is in billions. Their accomplishments make us proud. A public sector of great reckoning contributing to nation building. We have Mr. Karan Johar. When we were having photograph, I was trying to locate him. My vision is all right, literal and figurative. I couldn't. He was just behind me. Then I remember that behind the man who has to be the chief guest is a great opportunity. I'll tell you why. When I was member of Lok Sabha in 1989 and was a union minister for some time, Mr. Chandrasekhar ji was Prime Minister, a great stalwart in politics, a great politician, thinker. We had to have a photograph of members of parliament. I went 15 minutes before and took the seat, which was in the second row, just behind the Prime Minister. I am not that elevated figure, but because of him, Karan Johar's presence behind me, I will be noticed. I am grateful to him. And that will make up for the loss I have suffered. I will not go in for a suit. I've been a senior advocate for a long time. I know lawyers are very expensive. Sometimes they are exploitative. No one knows more than the people here. I never had the occasion for coffee with Karan. But the awardees and AIMA management is invited for lunch with the Vice President, and I happen to be in the saddle at the moment. The next, I am greatly touched by co-founders of Lyceus. I will go back and look at the lexicon to find out meaning of this word. But when both of them came, I was energized. I was impressed. They define that India is indeed a land of opportunity. They define that we have an ecosystem today that allows everyone to expend talent and energy. expand potential, realize aspirations and ambitions. What a commendable choice. Ashish Bharatnamji, when he was on the dais, I told him I'm from Rajasthan because people from Rajasthan know Shri Ram family surely as much as others do and little more. The family has massively contributed in several fields, including education. Transformational business leader. I looked at the nomenclature and very aptly given to one, Gopal Vittal. Only thing I whispered in his ear was, I would love to be in connect with you because Airtel motto is to be in connect. Who doesn't know Mr. N. Ram? There was a Chief Justice in late 80s. I'll name him Justice Venkatramaiah, a great judge. When he came to Rajasthan, I had the occasion then in 80s to be president of the bar. And Justice Venkatramaiah, the Chief Justice of India, said, while he was speaking on contempt, there is other point of view in life. You must lend your ears to that point of view. You must not be instantly judgmental about it. Don't drop that point of view with drop of a hat, because more often than not, the other point of view is the correct point of view, and the other point of view is nectar of life. And Ramji, I whispered in his ear, news is what people want to keep secret. Well, I read him. I would love to be in connect with him. Mr. Sanjiv Puri. He invited me and my wife for lunch. And that was my last month as Governor State of West Bengal. The lunch was indeed excellent. But after taking that lunch, I had the occasion to go to Darjeeling. There was no Darjeeling Pact, which Mr. Shekhar Gupta might love to talk about, between me, Mamata Banerjee, and Hemant Biswa Sharma, because I was at my place. And I always welcome guests. Shekharji, you can try. I'm from farming community. You are always welcome. And from there I came to Delhi. So after taking that lunch, I spent only few hours in Kolkata. Friends, I will not give any political dimension to it, because Mr. Sanjiv Puri is a gentleman to the knowledge of one and all. Amongst all the awardees, I know Mr. Onkar Kanwarji the longest. He doesn't grow in age. And my problem is, if you give this work to an agency, people will raise fingers. If you give it to a parliamentary committee, they may come with a report which may be baffling. I have vivid recollection of our meetings. But long back, when I was a young parliamentarian, I had connected with Ronak Singh ji also. And as a lawyer, I know Ronak Singh ji's name will be remembered for the judgment rendered by the Supreme Court, where it is indicated that interim directives can upset planning of a mega project. A warning signal, a wake-up call by the Supreme Court. I wouldn't say whether it is practiced or not. I don't get into issues that relate to judiciary. So friends, each of the awardees makes the award very special. So congratulations to the jury and the chairman of the jury, Mr. Sanjiv Goenka in absentia. These awards enhance affirmative public perception and influence. In this, I must recognize the work done by every member of the jury. Friends, it is time for all of us to reflect on the profound responsibilities while we celebrate the success stories of the awardees. Before Socrates, there was a Greek philosopher, Heraclitus. What he said, I quote, "Change is the only constant in life," unquote. Friends, we are amidst this change in its extremity and severity. The 21st century is already marked with precipitous changes, disruptive technologies, be it artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, blockchain, machine learning, 6G, quantum computing and the kind. They have made inroads virtually in every facet of human activity, offering both opportunities and challenges. Friends, it is soothing to note that India is in the front line of nations in unleashing these technologies. National Quantum Mission, with a location of over rupees 6,000 crore, is already functional. This quantum computing mission will seed, nurture, and scale up scientific and industrial research and development and create a vibrant and innovative ecosystem in quantum technology. It is one such instance. There are many more, like green hydrogen mission, and we have our friend from Airtel. Commercialization of 6G is to take place from 2025 to 2030 and the like. It seems, and we can feel it, we are at the threshold of equivalent of another industrial revolution. The world is grappling with the speed, scale, complexity, and transformative power of these technologies. Now, science fictions are fast taking shape of science facts in our own lifetime. And technology fusion now is the main driver. Historically, technological innovations have been considered as the main drivers for sustainable economic development and geometric productivity growth. Now the new breed, disruptive technologies, is required to be harnessed for substantial role in wealth creation and social political stability. These technologies, my friends, have potential to cause broader societal transformation by changing the existing economic sectors, tenets of work, production and consumption. It lies, friends, in your domain. Those who are here and connected with your domain, it lies in your domain to harness these technologies and convert challenges into opportunities. One thing that immediately comes to my mind, and which is your concern primarily, building skills into the workforce of industry is imperative. There is a dire need to identify and develop the disciplines and the required mission abilities in order to build suitable skills into the workforce of industry. By doing that, you will be helping talent, youth talent, in a particular direction. You will break the silos where our youth are obsessed only with competition. They are robotizing themselves to participate in competitions, unaware of the opportunities that are available to them. People here and people like you know all about it. You can be a game changer by reaching out to them. Friends, when it comes to our Bharat, one needs to step out of bubble. Some people are in the bubble. Their number is small. They are in the country and outside. They need to come out of that bubble to experience the environment of hope and possibility, the exponential growth, and feel the unstoppable upsurge in Bharat, home to 1/6 of humanity and world's most vibrant functional democracy at all levels, constitutionally structured. India has more promise, said one of the icons, current icons. It has more promise than any large country in the world. The good thing is, there was no caveat on this. It was considered. That is our Bharat. Last few years have seen a period of epochal change for Bharat. That is for all of us to see. It's a ground reality. India is very much fast moving towards becoming a global superpower. Its rise is phenomenal and unstoppable. The trajectory is incremental. Friends, our Bharat today is fastest growing major economy, the fastest growing major stock market, the world's fastest growing startup ecosystem, the fastest growing real estate market. And look at our demographic dividend. We are the most populous nation in the world. And we have converted our population, which in 60s and 70s was a liability, into our growth mechanism for the affirmative aspects. Friends, look at the current scenario. For development of the nation, on one hand, we are delving deep into the sea to make most of blue economy. On land, we are scratching beyond the surface. And in the sky and space, we are soaring high. Not to mention of success of Chandrayaan-3, the space day on August 23, 2023. That is a lesson to us, because Chandrayaan-2 in September 2019, when I was Governor of State of West Bengal, the landing was to be little after 2 a.m. I, along with my wife, was at Science City in the company of 500 students, boys and girls. Chandrayaan-2 came very close to the lunar surface. The landing was not as expected. The success was more than 90%. But we have skeptics that had different kind of points of view. It was Chandrayaan-2 success, majorly, more than 90%, that accounted for success of Chandrayaan-3. And that is a lesson to one and all. There is nothing like failure in life. The greatest failure is when you don't try. The greatest failure is you have a brilliant idea in your mind. You keep on parking it here for fear of failure. People here and people like you, the nation looks up to you. You have to be trailblazers. I had the good fortune to give award to two of them, both youngsters. Their mission, passion, execution was writ large in their body language. Friends, there is no doubt, as a nation, we are in full preparedness to emerge as a future global superpower and a global leader. This is writing on the wall. Some think otherwise. It takes time to realize ground reality. But this is a factual situation, well premised, recognized globally by those concerned. Affirmative governance policies and initiatives have enhanced opportunity basket, enabling industry to focus on this space of activity. As captains of industry and workforce, you have jointly contributed magnificently, significantly to that change and shaped the future of our country. I urge each one of you to recognize your pivotal role, and you need to play that role in shaping the next generation of leaders. Your mentorship with experience and exposure, talent and intellect, your mentorship, guidance and unwavering support are indispensable in nurturing the talent of young dynamic individuals and preparing them to assume leadership roles in their own right. I earnestly call upon you, appeal to you, please handhold them. A first-generation entrepreneur is no longer required to knock the doors of governance, but he has tough time entering your club. He has to negotiate a difficult psyche to be part of you. As real leaders, leading leaders in industry, trade, business and commerce, please handhold them. Maybe you are in big league. Maybe your father was in big league. Maybe your grandfather was in big league. But your great-grandfather was like them. Handhold them. Collective wisdom of Indian industry has potential to avail the great benefits of technology and new vistas of opportunities, and its role is critical in India's marathon march to Viksit Bharat at 2047 to mark centenary of our independence. Even if some may not live to see that finish line, I would not be there. Let's dedicate ourselves to enjoying the journey and contributing to its grand success. Ladies and gentlemen, in recent years, India has, in the wake of severe headwinds, a democratic kind of governance, a democratic way of life, a democratic mechanism has inbuilt headwind. But there are other headwinds also. In recent years, we had headwinds, national and global. In the face of that, the nation has successfully traversed the extremely challenging terrain from being a member of fragile 5 countries in the world just a decade ago to be the 5th largest global economy on the planet and on way to becoming the 3rd largest, in the process overtaking Canada, UK, France, and in 2 or 3 years, Germany and Japan. Friends, I was elected to Parliament, I said, in 89. In 1991, size of our economy, mark my words, was smaller than that of cities like London and Paris. Just imagine what a long distance we have traveled. Everything is there to make us proud and take pride in this kind of achievement. Friends, look at our foreign exchange balance. I was member of Council of Ministers. Gold of this country had to be physically airlifted to be placed to 2 Swiss banks to sustain our financial credibility. And where we have come now? Our foreign exchange is in excess of over $600 billion. And certainly not a cause of concern. Friends, the world sees this land as land of hope and possibility, land of investment and opportunity, a favorite destination for those who seek to realize their ambitions. This was never the scenario. It is now. The IMF, the World Bank, the World Economic Forum. I'm citing them not because I can't make my point without them, but we are still in a groove that we look up to calibration by others, what they say. But even these bodies that were counseling concern for us few years back are now showering accolades on us. For what? Our economic growth, digitization penetration, well-premised, well-deserved, and well-earned. No country in the world can boast of such a powerful digitization, persuading a global entity, the World Bank, to reflect during G20 presidency of Bharat that what this country has achieved in 6 years is not achievable in normal sense in about 4 or 5 decades. What a compliment. But ground reality is as such. Look at in a country where farmers, more than 100 million, can receive thrice a year direct transfer. What greater demonstration of accountable, transparent governance we can look for? That is where we are at the moment. Friends, pyramidal growth never does justice to democracy. Our constitutional ornament is equitable growth. India has emerged as a leading nation even in this sector. Equitable development, transparent and accountable governance, and zero accommodation for corruption are new norms. Adoption of technology, digitization, direct transfer and the like have contributed to decimation of corruption. This ecosystem fairly allows all to exploit their talent. Now meritocracy prevails over anything else. Concept of aspirational districts, you can appreciate it. The backward districts. No bureaucrat wanted to be positioned there as district magistrate or SP or any other functionary. Concept of aspirational districts, smart cities and vibrant villages define governance direction and futuristic outlook. Our urban centers have experienced remarkable progress and growth as development has touched lives in all corners of the country. The development is plateau kind. Everything is rising. In this growth trajectory, people before me, the most prime category of wealth creators in the nation, employment creators, motivating factors, you have a great role to play because there is potential for further advancement in rural areas. If you will embrace this opportunity for development, you will not only foster inclusivity, but also bring about a more equitable distribution of resources and opportunities across the nation. Eminent individuals of the industry and professionals, such as yourselves, have a pivotal role to play as partners in further enhancing this trend of equitable growth. Others can help. You will have to be the prime movers. The government only come in aid of you. And the moment industry associations, commerce associations, business associations, trade associations so decide, the growth will not be arithmetic, it will be geometric. Your insights, expertise, and vision are invaluable assets. And the world has recognized, mark my words, Indian human genius is part of every big global entity. Our human resource is dominating, and that domination is ethical, low profile, seamless, far from being arrogant. In such a situation, I call upon you to shape the trajectory of our nation also. Contribute to it. Your partnership in governance can be transformational, transcending barriers and differences to build a brighter, more inclusive future for all. Each one of us, in our respective capacities, all included, has a responsibility to give back to the society. Corporate social responsibility is much beyond a legal obligation. It is morally imperative. It is a powerful tool for social change. Industry is by and large gainfully channelizing it. I admire it. But I have a suggestion. If the top people in industry converge to an idea, pool only part of their CSR, there can be more than one institute of global standards coming up in this country. And over a decade, such institutions encompassing various fields of human activity, health, education, science, defense, and the like, will be dotted in every geographical part of the nation. I hope and believe captains of industry will be persuaded to sit across and deliberate this suggestion. They are bound to be on the same page. The fiscal requirement for a great institute can be easily met by part of the CSR. And you have talent, capacity to empower these institutions managerially, academically, and otherwise. So there is no reason why we will not have world-class institutions. In isolation and individually, captains of industry are contributing. I applaud that. But if they structure it, that only part of CSR will be available to this particular job, the results, let me tell you, will be very soothing. Look around the world, you know it more than I do. In developed nations, research and development is driven by industry. Educational institutions are sustained by them. Even our own industries have made great contributions in financial terms to foreign universities. amount ranging up to 50 million US dollars at one point of time. I appreciate that. I'm not a critic of that. But now, our youth look up for opportunities, skill development that is need of the hour. Skill development can take place only when you have institutions in that category that can empower skills. I'm sure this will come about. I have no doubt that our industry will do it. Ladies and gentlemen, it is said that management is about doing things right. Leadership is about doing right things. But more importantly, there is also a caveat which says quality of leadership is reflected in the standards leaders set for themselves. India is a happy country. We have captains of industry by dozens who have set highest standards in public life, ethical standards, commitment to society. And therefore, there is no reason why we shall not be catalyzing the big change. I'll make an appeal. I can make that appeal only here, because you are the most vital stakeholders to take note of that appeal. And that is time for us to pitch for economic nationalism and pledge to use locally manufactured products as it conserves precious foreign exchange in billions of dollars, apart from boosting employment and entrepreneurship. Avoidable imports, and look at the items we import. And look at the premise on which we import. Fiscal gain. In the process, what we lose? Precious foreign exchange. Job for millions. Impede blossoming of entrepreneurship. You can do it. You can take a call on this. This will be a very rewarding experience for this nation. No fiduciary gain can be a legitimate premise to compromise nationalism, economic nationalism. I urge you to please bestow attention on this very important aspect. Friends, similar scenario, and you are aware of it, is export of raw materials without value addition. When we export our mineral wealth, when we export raw material without value addition, we are, in a sense, declaring to ourselves, we are not capable of value addition. And then, the three things I indicated for avoidable imports apply here also. This again is your concern. Friends, I am coming close to the end of my so-called discourse. So bear with me, because normally you don't get an audience of this kind, a thinking audience, discerning audience, an audience that can take decisions, an audience that can make immediate difference, an audience that can give direction for the welfare of 1.4 billion people. But I am coming to the end of my. Let us remember that with unprecedented rise of our nation comes even greater responsibility for us all. There are people here who know more than I do. Our rise is indigestible in some quarters. That is but natural. But as a nation, we have to rise. We have to believe in our nation. It is not optional. It's the only way of belief. We have to be proud Indians. We have to take pride in our exponential growth, which the world is admiring. Since you are leaders, influencers in every walk of life, I urge you to embrace this responsibility. wholeheartedly and commit yourselves to noble cause of nation building. Together, let us strive to leave behind a legacy of progress, compassion, and unity. I am sure these awards will inspire others to emulate the commitment, dedication, zeal, mission of the awardees. Their spirit and vision will fire young minds. A new hope will be generated when they will come to know how these awards have been given to institutions and individuals. I wish everyone here and outside success in your future endeavors. And I need to reiterate, thank you so much for your time, patience. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It is an honor to have you here with us in this important program. Ladies and gentlemen, may I request you all to please rise and stand in attention for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Ladies and gentlemen, dignitaries, may I request you all to please kindly remain seated till our Honorable Chief Guest leaves the hall. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated until our Honorable Chief